let's get to the big boy of the week, and that's Oregon and Washington. I have no idea what to do with this game. Both teams are coming off a bye, so equal rest advantage. What did you make this number? Right now we're sitting at a total of 67 and a spread of 3. Anything that you think is worth taking a look at here in Oregon, Washington?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Oregon, statistically speaking, number one in yards per play margin, yards per game margin, points per game margin. But you got to question their strength of schedule so far this year. I went ahead and bet Washington at open, and I'd still lean that way even at the current number. I'm going to keep it simple in a game like this. I think I got the better quarterback in Michael Penix. I got the better head coach. I'm pretty confident in that, in Kalen DeBoer at home. So I don't think that's totally all accounted for with a 3-point spread. I'm going to lay it here with the Huskies.
You're wearing the hat, Brad. Look, I'm kind of mad at myself. I've talked myself off of Louisville last week because I just hadn't been impressed by Louisville, but the spot was screaming it, and they came out and took care of business. And I texted you, 5 minutes into the game, and I said, hope you took money line, and you did. So well done by you on Louisville. The market is very fascinating here at Notre Dame at 2.5. It actually touched 3 for a moment here, got bought down back to 2.5. Notre Dame laying the points here. I always love getting the texts from friends who do not do what we do, and like, how is Notre Dame a favorite here? So I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. What's your handicap of this game? Has it changed? Because I know last week you loved USC, but Notre Dame takes the loss. Are they more buttoned up? I don't know. I'm very conflicted on this one, and it's not just because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
I hear you on that, but let me ask you this: who do you trust the most in this game?
Caleb Williams.
Whether it's player or coach right now.
I trust Caleb Williams. Of the most in that one. Yeah.
And last I checked, you're getting a plus sign next to it. So I don't care that Notre Dame's back's against the wall. I don't care that it was a terrible performance last week. To me, it's a team that's out of gas. And what starts happening when you're out of gas? You start making mental mistakes. We saw Sam Hartman throw 3 interceptions. I mean, it's a team playing an 8th consecutive game, and going back to week 0 when they were in another continent. And 4th straight game against a top 25 opponent. I get it. USC has not looked the part this year. I get it that USC hasn't played that strong of a schedule. I just think they have an extra gear in them, and they'll be focused on a play in and play out and possession in and possession out basis this week. So I go back to last year's game. Everyone told me how Notre Dame would own the line of scrimmage. It was the opposite. SC won the line of scrimmage. They outcoached Notre Dame. And I'm here to tell you this Notre Dame coaching staff is a downgrade from last year's coaching staff. Notre Dame lost arguably their 3 best assistants. So you add it all together. I'm reminded of that old Grantland Rice, the famous sports writer from 100 years ago, where he said, outlined against a blue-gray October sky, the 4 horsemen rode again. In dramatic lore, they're known as death, destruction, pestilence, and famine. Those are only aliases. They are known as Caleb Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, Taj Washington, Brendan Rice. Fight on. USC wins this game maybe in a blowout. So USC plus 2.5, plus 3, money line, alternative point spreads. It's my game of the year.
Wow. And I'd say that's saying something, right?
I'm gonna take the rest of the day.
That was honestly, that was Shakespearean, Brad. That was Shakespearean recital. Do you? I mean, I feel like you have to.
I'm just gonna
some kind of rebuttal or something.
I don't know. I mean, but my question.
I've never seen him speechless before, Brad.
So my thing was, they were out of gas week 7. Now it's midterm week at Notre Dame.
Where's the gas station?
Yeah, I'm like, did they get to go to the gas station and get the unleaded? I don't know where it is. The only thing I think working in Notre Dame, 2 things. It's got to be a good atmosphere, I would imagine. USC doesn't travel like Ohio State or one of those fan bases does. And I do think, you do get the backs against the wall mentality.
The weather might agree with that.
And it might be raining. It might be windy. Yeah, early.
That's a good point. There was a lot of weather this week.
Early reports of that. All right, a couple more I want to just gauge your barometer on here, Brad. LSU, I think you might have tweeted this out. I think they're 6-0 ATS to the over, and it's been like 17 points to the over. But the numbers actually come down a little bit against Auburn, sitting at 60. This thing opened 61.5, touched 64. Is this automatically over, or is this the time where the trend comes to an end? What do you see in Auburn LSU total-wise?
I think it comes to an end, honestly, this week. I'm not recommending you bet it and getting in front of it, the streak on LSU overs, but read the tea leaves in the market. I also think it's going to play more in Auburn's hands. LSU played a bunch of tough opponents here, 7th straight week. Auburn off a bye. Auburn for me is my preference here, plus 11.5.
All right, last one I got to get to you. We haven't done the letdown spots. We're going to do it in the next segment. I mean, if this isn't the ultimate Nard Dog spot of Nard Dog spots, I mean, Narduzzi, he lives in 8-4 land. He might not get there this year, but this is the spot. You know,
down
Louisville
to 7.5
on the road. God, it was at 10. I didn't grab it, Brad. Is this the spot to back Pitt against Louisville?
Yep, it is. I have plus 10 in pocket. I think anything above a touchdown is worth it.
Yep.
Louisville off the big win against Notre Dame. Changing the quarterback, I think, is going to be huge. Jurkovec was an abysmal failure this year. So, yeah, off a bye. Love the spot. Maybe some bad weather. I don't know if they win, but they cover.
Brad, always appreciate it. Outside of, ripping my heart and dropping it on the floor there. But we'll talk to you next week.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.